to Colts Talk, presented by Prize Picks. Actually, Colts fans, you made it to training camp week. The rookies are reporting today. We'll get the full team reporting, talk about who's not reporting for activities tomorrow, and then the first public practice begins July 29th. You can go see the Colts. The Colts will be underway. A lot to talk about with that. Let's begin with the idea of injuries, right? All the rumors and now confirmed news around injuries matter right now for the Indianapolis Colts. Why? Not just because training camp and injuries and getting better, but the names that are connected to these injuries at this point in time in Indianapolis. What I want to do right now, though, is bring the Colts good health. Whether somebody's hurt, out, back, trying to get back, whatever it is. We've got tons of names that need your help right now. Hit that thumbs up button to bring the Colts good health. The quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, he's got good health as of right now. Well, recovering from good health. Daniel Jones, I understand he was on the McAfee show earlier today, putting out the same message. This is what he said Sunday. I feel good, really good, excited to get going. We report tomorrow. First practice Wednesday, good to go, and excited about getting rolling. Daniel Jones, kind of a simple sentence there, but I did want to feature it. He's ready to roll. He is going to be a full participant when the Indianapolis Colts begin their training camp practices. He'll report with the veterans. He said 11 on 11, drills, you name it. Daniel Jones will participate in camp. This is big. For him to recover in 8 months, essentially, from this Achilles injury, plus the broken fibula, ready to roll out there with the Colts. And you'll see here in a second, there's lists coming out right now for guys that need more time, guys that need a little extra right now. Daniel Jones not on there. He is ready to go for Colts camp. The next step in the process, whether it be from you, from me, from the coaches, from anybody else, it's the eye test. How does he look, right? He talked about explosiveness, bigger throws, making sure he can run with the ball, making sure he can take a little bit of contact, dance in the pocket a little bit. And how does he look doing those things? Eye test next for Daniel Jones. We will consider that good news on the injury front. Bad news / other news on the injury front as well. A lot of teams putting out their PUP list and other lists right now. The Colts announcing C.J. Allen, Alec Pierce on the PUP list, and then Lincoln Pear is a non-football injury being waived by the Indianapolis Colts. First thing on this one, C.J. Allen's a surprise. It's a calf injury. We didn't really see this one coming. Haven't heard much about it. ESPN's Stephen Holder kind of noting that it was a little bit of a surprise or something new here. Holder going deeper on the transactions for the Colts today. It's a calf for C.J. Allen. Look, that's important for a middle linebacker. Calf leads to Achilles. Calf leads to other injuries. You have to be cautious with a calf injury, so I'm okay with that. Physically unable to perform. And then Alec Pierce is on the active PUP list, which means essentially he can do other things, just not practice at this point in time. He listed that, that Pierce actually was expected, again, after some stuff there. Before we get more into it, I want to ask you guys, how concerned are you with the Colts' injuries? Everything they kind of have going on. What's your concern level? 1, not worried about it. 10, worried about all the injuries. Get down there and let us know down below. Okay, so Alec Pierce, we know he went through the ankle surgery in March. He was trying to avoid that surgery, so he goes through that surgery. This has not been a good one. This is a tough one, but again, he can do some light stuff and just not practice with the list that he's been put on. I do consider it a tough news, bad news. You were hoping maybe he could get going. Seems like his timeline is not what they hoped it would be. We're going to have to keep an eye on Alec Pierce again. He'll start on that active PUP list according to Stephen Holder and the Colts in general there. Some good news in all of this. DeForest Buckner not on anything as of right now. I don't want to jinx it. DeForest Buckner not on anything as of right now. The big man had neck surgery in December. Hasn't done much else. He's been at things and stuff like that after, entering the final year of his contract here. But again, the idea that he's not on that list is the W right now for DeForest Buckner. It should be good to participate, should be good to get in on training camp here. So that is good to hear for DeForest Buckner. We'll keep an eye on that for anything official. Overall, that list given here, no need to panic with the names on there, with the list that they're on. I think what we're getting is an opportunity for these guys to get a little extra time, and I will note they can return quickly, rather quickly in general. If they're cleared by doctors, by the team in general, they will return quickly. It's just buying a little bit of extra recovery time, which, come on, Colts fans, not that big of a deal with these injuries. Today's show is presented by America's #1 sports picks app. That is the Prize Picks app. It is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The best part about the Prize Picks app, in my opinion, right now is the social feeds feature. Everybody's a really big fan of it because you can share Prize Picks with your friends, copy lineups with a single click. That includes me and producer AP. You can follow us on the Prize Picks app, tail or fade our picks, and get the picks before they even get posted on the show at Billy_BB or at CSAP. Here's an example of a lineup you can copy. Pretty simple. 3 receivers we think will have big seasons. Olave, Lamb, Chase, more on all their receiving yards. You could go more, less on all of them, however you guys are feeling about it. Or if you like it, copy that lineup through the social feeds feature. Plus, right now on Prize Picks, we have a new user offer for you. That's right. Download that for the first time. Play your first $5 lineup and get $150 in lineups if you win that first lineup. Just use code HMA when you sign up. That's right. Prize Picks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time to join. Lock in and win that first lineup. That's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. So we'll be monitoring injuries for the Indianapolis Colts, as I said there. We will also be monitoring Jonathan Taylor's contract situation. He's looking for an extension. I think the Colts have been pretty... they want to get one done too. I definitely feel that way. But we'll need to monitor a looming hold-in. And again, before we get to the quote here, a hold-in is essentially a hold-out, but Jonathan Taylor's there. Right now, there's going to be a back injury or soreness or some sort of don't make me do anything, and that's how it's going to go till he gets his new contract if he holds in. We remember, had this on the show. This is from James Boyd of The Athletic, kind of breaking down the situation. Taylor is entering the final year of an extension he signed in 2023, and when asked this spring about his contract status, Taylor said he wants to be a Colt for life. He has earned the chance to make that dream a reality. Perhaps he and the Colts can reach an agreement in these 2 weeks leading up to training camp. We're out of time on that bad boy, by the way. Boyd continues, if they can't, and third contracts between a running back and their teams that draft them are pretty rare, Taylor should not hesitate to revisit a tactic that drove most of the Colts front office and Indy's fan base crazy. Taylor should hold in. Again, this is according to James Boyd of The Athletic. Predict it now. What do you think on this one? Will Jonathan Taylor hold in to start camp? Look for that hold-in word. Look for that not participating, however you want to put it with Jonathan Taylor. But I want you guys to make your prediction right now. If you think there'll be a hold-in, type Y for yes. If you think Taylor will either A, participate or get a deal done, type N for no. Jonathan Taylor was a Pro Bowler last year, and kind of makes sense, right? Your quarterback went down pretty relatively, I don't want to say early, but 10, 12, 13 weeks into the year, he kind of fell off a little bit, then got hurt, then battled through injury, hurt again. So they leaned on Jonathan Taylor, and he ended up with a Pro Bowl season in general. He's coming out back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons as the lead back on the Indianapolis Colts. Look, you'll see so many quotes when they talk about the Colts offense. It starts with Jonathan Taylor. This point in time, that's leverage, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Jonathan Taylor has in this round of contract discussions compared to the last one where he was coming off an injury. The Colts believed they had their quarterback of the future. There was a lot in that one. In this one, he's coming off back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons and a Pro Bowl season. So I actually think Jonathan Taylor has some leverage in this scenario, and I think that absolutely could lead in this situation to Jonathan Taylor having better and more leverage in general, or however you want to put it in this scenario, for Indianapolis to get a deal done. It's going to be more in JT's favor. Let's pivot. I know you guys love this rumor. We got it again from CBS Sports. I did want to note it. And again, this will be something that may develop during training camp. I don't think it's like any minute now this gets done, but I did want to note it. CBS Sports listed the Colts as a Deebo Samuel landing spot. Yes, that is right. Samuel still linked to the Colts, and I want to bring this back up because you fans, you really liked when we talked about it the first couple times. Here's what Jordan Dajani of CBS Sports had to say about it. The Colts looked like the best team in football for the first weeks of the season with a motivated Daniel Jones under center and an electric Jonathan Taylor toting the rock. However, this wide receiving group could use some help. As it stands, Pierce Downs and Doolin are expected to be the starting wideouts. Doolin has played primarily in the slot, but Coach Shane Steichen admitted his team could look to play him more on the outside. Could this open the door for a veteran slot player? We've talked slot with Deebo Samuel. We've talked outside with Deebo Samuel. Both of those things I think could work, and Deebo thinks he's got some juice left. He feels like he's got some stuff left to give, and for me, my Deebo Samuel theory always is get him the rock and watch him work. Right, so that may be where the Colts stand and how the Colts feel about Deebo Samuel at this point in time. I will say I don't love the Spotrac projection. Yes, the Colts can afford it, no doubt about it. I don't love the projection of $16 million a year. I don't know that Deebo is going to give you that much more than some of the other names that you have in the mix in Indianapolis at this point in time. And receiver 2 or opposite Alec Pierce or that last receiver addition outside Pierce and Downs is a hot debate and has been a little bit of a debate, not only in-house, but out of house for the Indianapolis Colts. I think Deebo's a fit. I think he's a fit anywhere because he's a guy who gets the ball and makes it happen for his team. The question for the Colts is, and I think there is a question of how great of a fit would Deebo be, and should they sign him, right? That's the question overall, which is why I'll ask you guys. Should the Colts sign Deebo Samuel? Straight up, type S for sign, P for pass. Be the GM in this scenario. If you think you're smarter than Chris Ballard, go ahead and make your voice heard. Should the Colts sign Deebo Samuel? Be sure to get down into the comment section below and let us know what you think. We're always interested to hear from Colts fans, and I know Deebo's, again, a name you guys have been pretty excited to talk about when we've talked about him in general. My question is, when thinking about the Deebo Samuel signing or bringing him on the roster, how do you feel about the other options that the Colts have, right? The names we've discussed time and time again. Specifically, as mentioned by CBS Sports, by the way there, Ashton Doolin, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, and Deion Burks. Those 3 names have been something we've talked about a lot and in different respects. Obviously, Doolin has shined more than the other names in general. Does Shane Steichen feel more comfortable with those names, what they can give, what they have given, compared to the idea of a Deebo Samuel or somebody else in the mix at this point in time? I like what Doolin's done specifically. I think he's just shined when given the opportunity. I think he's earned the chance to start. I know that teams like to see what they have in camp as camp goes along. We knew that for OTAs. We knew that for some of the mini camps and the camps in general. Now maybe an extra look during training camp for Indianapolis will make that final decision of, will the Indianapolis Colts want to bring in a Deebo Samuel, or will they want to ride things out with who they've got, whether that be, again, Doolin, Westbrook-Ikhine, or Deion Burks. I think that'll be a decision they'll make as training camp goes along in Indy. And as training camp begins and goes along here on Colts Talk, we will have all the latest for you. Big thing, subscribe. Don't miss anything going on in training camp. Don't pay for it either. We've got it right here for you for free.